Hi, I'm Robert Thomas, and I'm the Associate Director of the School of Digital Arts, and I run the film program here at Wichita State University. We just finished shooting principal photography for an upcoming dance film that we did in collaboration with the School of Performing Arts and Mina Estrada.
My name is Mina Estrada. I'm the director of the dance program. I started this process building a piece as a response to an exhibition that's at the Ulrich Museum right now, which is called Dream Machine. I was like, this will be fun. I love making dances in response to visual art. And then I had already been talking to Robert Thomas about creating a film together.
As I went and watched the piece in the space that it was originally designed for, and I looked at the art that was in there, I realized that it was all very abstract. So I immediately thought of synthetic scenes, and because of our great partnership that we have with them, Josh and Adam was able to set us up here in the volume, and we were able to do a lot of cool stuff. The volume is a LED screen that we can run Unreal Engine, or really any program, onto, which allows us to track the camera and play with virtual environments in the real world.
I remember having these early conversations with Brian and Robert about, I also wanted this to be a playground for them. Like, if they were interested in experimenting with moving bodies in space and their technology, what could that look like? And so the beginning was highly amorphous for me. We sat in a meeting, Brian and Robert and I, in which they said things like, do you think we could have live fireworks? And I was like, what?
Mina was very gracious with it. She wasn't precious at all, and she was really open to whatever we wanted to play with and experiment with.
And then Brian pulled up his laptop and showed me rain and all kinds of other visuals, and I was like, oh, I don't know that I genuinely don't know what is possible in this world. Once we got into the space, I started to understand, once I started to understand what the camera could do and what the fog can do and what the visuals could do, I realized we needed so many other elements to make some kind of narrative for this film that didn't exist in the other piece. I walked in with some dance, and I don't feel like that is an understatement. I think that's absolutely what I was supposed to do, but I also had to flex some muscles really quickly to understand how to reach certain potentials that I had not even considered yet.
I've gotten the pleasure of working with the School of Performing Arts on the last couple of the dance films that they did, and I was really excited to get to do another one with them, particularly because they are so far from pretentious about the act of creation. They're not afraid to explore, to take risks, and they never come in thinking oh, it has to be this. They're always oh, I have this great idea, but you can end it and build upon it, and it's always a really rewarding and collaborative experience.
This has been one of the most intense experiences I've ever had because my interests lie in other ways and in other spaces, and how do we make immersive work where people don't even expect dance to be happening, right? The possibilities are so infinite when you come into a space like this, especially with the LED screen. I think it's going to change the way I think about dance making, even if I don't think it's going to be a film, because it is unlocked a certain kind of understanding about how to visualize and conceptualize movement in space. So I wouldn't call myself a filmmaker, that's a real stretch, but I look forward to being in collaborative processes with other filmmakers to keep learning what's the potential of what dance and film can do, what are the exciting ways that we can make movement come alive in these ways that I don't even understand yet.
One thing that I love about working at Wichita State University and getting to do films here at Shocker Studios is getting to work with all of those students, because they don't know what isn't possible. So if you tell them, yeah, we're going to make it snow in here, they're just sure, let's figure that out. Whereas people that maybe have a little more experience start listing all the reasons why you maybe shouldn't or wouldn't want to do something. Our students here are always so eager to jump in, to learn. They're not afraid to make mistakes, which I love.
I think the dance program wants to have dancers involved in as many interesting projects as possible. We are constantly working to make dances in other parts of our community, making dances with musicians, doing other projects like making work that's in response to artwork, but I don't know that they've done anything quite like this. We're always looking for other opportunities, or interesting, curious opportunities where dancers can be involved in other processes, and especially getting them to see what it's like to work in a space like this. Like one of the conversations the dancers and I have been having almost every time we come here is like, I want to be y'all. I want to be these people. I want to learn how to do these things. This is what I want to do. But I've got another job, so we'll talk about that later.
I always have to remind myself with dancers, they're used to performing in the moment. So as we're looking for camera moves or experimenting with an idea, if you don't communicate with them that like, hey, these first like 12 times we go through this, we're not rolling, we're not like, we don't even know what we're getting. Sometimes they give everything they have at the beginning, and then because of the lack of communication, you can't get it. So it's a good opportunity for us all to practice communication and also being really precious and intentional with the moments we choose to highlight.
I don't know anything about this world, and they've been so gracious in letting me play and experiment and be curious and invite me into parts of the world that I didn't know existed. And I look forward to seeing how this turns out.